Hey guys, so I'm back from Jackson Center, Ohio. I was just down there for 4 days touring the new travel trailer production facility, and Airstream University put on a great show. And I got to see all the lines where they're building travel trailers, range lines, base camps, interstates, and I thought I'd share some stuff on the interstate that I saw that I was really impressed with. Let's go take a look. So first things first, they're gonna get this Benz chassis straight from Germany, straight from Mercedes-Benz, and they're gonna order it with all the options. There's about 500 options to choose from. And when they get it, the first thing that they do is they start taking it apart. So what do? This front bumper, when it comes in, it's basically like an Amazon van. They don't want it to look like an Amazon van. So this front bumper comes right off and it gets replaced. Everything below here, this all gets replaced. This is all custom bodywork from Airstream. Now in the 19, it does come with nice aluminum rims, so they'll keep those. But on the 24-foot chassis, the GT, GL, Interstate X, these wheels come off, they go away, and they get replaced with the nice aluminum Alcoa wheels. And these are special coated to make them easy to clean, anti-corrosive. So those wheels come off the 24s, the Alcoa aluminum wheels go on. Everything below this chrome line here comes off as well. So it's all coming off, and all this nice Airstream body kit is gonna go where that used to be. So it's kind of cool to see the unit up on the hoist getting torn apart and then see what they do with it. Another thing they do, now the Interstate 19 has pretty good suspension, but the 3500 dually chassis tends to be really bouncy. And they don't want their Airstream to be bouncy. They want it to be smooth and comfortable. So they put it up on a hoist, that suspension gets torn up, and they put rear airbags in it for a really great ride and really great handling. You'll see down here, this is the exhaust for the generator. Now typically these Onan generators come with a little steel exhaust tip. It's kind of ugly. So they put this chrome one on, and if it has the E1 package, it'll have a diesel furnace, so that needs an exhaust as well. They'll put another one right next to it, so you'll have two little matching chrome exhaust tips. Really gives it that nice clean look. Another thing they do is this window is just a solid window all the way across. It doesn't open, but you're gonna wanna have some ventilation. So this window comes out and they get a new window, tempered glass window, with these sections here that open. So these will tilt open to give you some airflow, but they make it look really clean, really stock, really original. I mean, when you look at this, this is an Amazon delivery van, but when Airstream gets their hands on it, boy, I'll tell you, it's not anymore. You get this nice body kit, this nice paint. Like I said, this bumper comes in like a plastic black. Like here we go, look at this. This is the bumper that it comes with on this Recon. So this is painted metal. This is just plastic. That goes away and that goes on. So you'll see a nice big difference between those bumpers. And if you look here at this Recon at the bottom, then look at the Interstate, you could see how Airstream is making that look just really, really nice. So another thing they do is when they get to the inside, like I said, this is that fully loaded Benz chassis, so it's got every option. We're not going to get into that. But these seats, they come in, they're like a leather type material, but they're kind of rough, kind of stiff. So Airstream takes these seats right out, sends them off to the textiles place, and it gets replaced with this really soft, supple ultra leather material down here as well. And it has this nice, soft, supple Airstream wrap right with the logo there, because they don't want this to be an Amazon truck. They want this to be a luxury touring coach that would be comfortable at the country club or out at a campsite, anywhere you go. So you get this nice, soft, supple ultra leather. It's beautiful and comfortable. Now they also, with this leather, some of these things, they'll come in with this leatherette stuff, and within 2 years, it's worn out. Like their trade value goes down by about $5,000 within 5 years because it wears out. With this ultra leather, they do a rub test. So they have this machine that rubs it back and forth 2,000 times. I believe it's 2,000 times. So just rub, 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 rub. And all of a sudden, they take a look, and if it's worn out, they're not going to use it. So it gets rub tested to make sure that it's soft, supple, comfortable, and very durable, which is very important, guys. Then, coming on down the line, we get to look at the inside of the unit. And I learned a lot about what they do with the walls, the roof, everything. So up here in the roof, here in the walls, they're gonna fill that with what's called EcoBat insulation. And this stuff's pretty amazing. I was really surprised to see the guys that were doing the insulation, they weren't wearing masks and they weren't wearing gloves because this insulation that they use is emerald standard green. So it's basically made of sand. It looks like your typical pink foam insulation, but it's called EcoBat, and it's very, very safe. There's zero off-gassing with this insulation, which means there's no formaldehyde, there's no chemicals that are gonna make you sick from off-gassing. Some people are very, very sensitive to that. So all up in here, all up in the walls is gonna get filled with this EcoBat insulation. Then you get to the flooring section. So this floor is a composite floor, or composite, depending on where you live. So what that is it's this thick layer of composite material. It's totally waterproof. It's one piece, it's super solid, has great screw retention, but this whole floor goes in. The holes are cut for plumbing and electrical and whatnot, but it's this nice thick one-piece material, which makes it very, very sturdy, very durable. And here's a little secret that you might not have known. I don't know if I'm supposed to tell you this, but they actually came out with this in 2020. But believe it or not, if you bought an Interstate in 2019 in Canada, you didn't even know it, but you had a composite floor. They actually wanted to test it because a lot of Canadians, guys like myself and my customers, will actually go to Florida, will come back to Canada. So you're gonna have extreme cold temperatures, extreme hot temperatures, and they wanted to see if there was any defects or warranty issues with that. So they secretly slid these composite floors in, tested them for a year, and they went fantastic. If they hadn't gone fantastic, they would have replaced them, but it's nice to see. I also got to see the manufacturing of the cabinets. So all these cabinets, all these walls, they're all made in-house. So these are all solid plywood, and then they're wrapped with this material. But they have CNC cutting machines, so they'll cut out all these parts with the CNC machine, and they'll install them all and build them all in the factory. They don't use any staples, they don't use any cheap materials. Everything is very, very durable and built in-house. All I saw was pocket screws, dowel rods, and carpenter's glue in here. So these cabinets, the cabinet factory is wonderful. And it was great meeting the people who make all of this because they were super friendly. Like, they were the nicest people. There's people there that would come up and talk to us on the tour. They've been working there for over 20 years and they couldn't be happier. The other thing is the fact that a lot of people have been there for 10, 15, 20 years building these cabinets. So this isn't somebody new on the job. This is an artisan. This is an artist, a person, a real craftsman building these things. Like I mentioned with the seats up in front, this is all ultra leather. This is all custom made, in-house. They do their own fabrics. They build all of this stuff. This isn't mass-produced stuff that you're buying from, Lippert or a parts manufacturer. This is all made by artists, well-trained artists in Airstream that are doing this every single day, day in, day out, and they're happy to be there. Another cool fact I learned, this aluminum roof, you'll see, is riveted into place, and this is actually riveted right up to the roof of the van, okay? So as you're rolling down the road, these things are built to last. They're made to last a lifetime, generations. Like, this roof is not going to come loose. It is going to be there forever. Like, rivets are literally the best fasteners that you can use. The Golden Gate Bridge is made out of rivets. Another really cool thing that I learned at the factory was they only make 5 of these a day. This is a huge facility. This is the #1 selling B-van manufacturer out there. They only make 5 a day. They could sell more than 5 a day, but they only make 5 a day. And the reason is, with quality control, they don't want to just pump out a bunch of stuff. They want to make the best stuff. And it's the most expensive because it just costs what it costs. So that number kept coming up, 5 a day, 5 a day, 5 a day. If they wanted to make more, they would have to speed up production, maybe reduce quality assurance, because all the way down the line, the people building are doing their own QA, and there are hard stops on the line for QA inspectors to come through and inspect the work. So the work gets inspected on these things every time a part is manufactured. Every time the vehicle hits a certain point in the line, it gets inspected. I also got to see the water testing, which was a lot of fun. The unit will go into this bay, and there's sprayers 360 degrees, and they blast it for about 20-25 minutes with more water than Seattle gets in an entire year. So they just blast it, and there's a guy inside with a flashlight looking for any kind of spot of water that's going to come through before they start building the cabinets and all this stuff. Once the shell is done, they water test the crap out of it. And if they find any leaks off the line, all those things have to be addressed. And I did ask, do you ever find leaks? And the answer was yes. These guys want to find leaks. That's their job. If they never find leaks, they're not doing a good job. When they find one, comes off the line, the leaks get addressed, because Airstream does not want you to have a leak. They want to fix it before it ever happens. And you know what? These are made by hand. There's going to be leaks. But at least with a process like this, they're addressing it. And all that water that they pump through gets recycled. So it all goes back in, gets treated, and used again for these testing processes. So very environmentally friendly, very water conservation. It's great. So I just want to say thank you to Airstream and everybody down there at the plant. It was a great experience. Thanks to you guys for watching, and I hopefully this helped you learn a little bit more about Airstream and how they're built. If you like videos like this, click right here. I got another one for you. And if you like my content, subscribe. I'm doing this stuff all the time, and I do it for you guys. All right. Have a great day. Thanks a lot.